The mark and throwing and the wings. The mark and throwing, the wings. This instruction will not take the place of practice. We do not hide, we move. We need to show our path, so we know where to go, and the people know where we've been, but do not have time for stencils or sigils. Hence the mark, and learning to throw the wings. Vellum is scored, waxed, stitched into a sphere, and filled with colored liquid. The ball is weak at deliberate points, and if thrown properly, 3 turns for body length, 10 for a street, it splashes into silhouette and wings. Why so careful and throw when splatter alone would mark a path? Is there anything we do that does not benefit from style? Instruction by air. Keep pressure on the Antam. I can keep us supplied, but we need fissures on the water. You'll be throwing tomatoes if I run out of squid ink. So basically, vellum is scorched, waxed, and stitched to a sphere and filled with liquid. The ball is weak at deliberate points, and if you throw, it splashes into silhouette. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's neat that you're able to design something such that when you throw it against a wall, it creates this image of a crow. That's so cool. Can you actually... I'm wondering if someone can actually prove that that can be done. And actually throw it. Banner of House Ghilan'nain, Mercantile... Oh, we already read this. Yeah, I read this one already. Okay. Cool. Because we reloaded. The Covenant we grant. Insight into how the gods manipulate enemies of the Antivan crows. Vellum with letter... We already read this. Vellum seared into it without pressure as though the words emerge from the skin. It is directed at the butcher. This boon is yours, bound by the blood of beasts as our ancestors bound the blood of dragons to themselves, as they claimed the strength of fire. We have been granted the strength of form, of burning muscles and taut veins. Through this we become strong again. Through this we become more. Carry this strength and join us. Another script is inked below, scrawled by a strong hand. Why do you hesitate before greatness? You should have spread our boon among your soldier. I offered you a blade to crush our enemies, but you clutch your pen like a scholar. Do you even fight alongside your brothers? Your way is old and weak. My Antam will bury yours, the Dragon King. The third script is hastily appended, presumably the butcher. I hate that oafish fool. Okay. Cool. Yes. Yes, we now have Ice Blast. Control, blast damage. Nice. Hurls shards of ice, impaling enemies caught in the way. Okay. And then... we already did... yeah, that's fine. Okay, then I have to do this again. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. We did Duration, and we did Afflictions, gain an additional stack. Right. Yeah, I'm glad we came back, because I totally missed these. So I should remember to walk around and talk to people within the factions if I can. Okay. Now we can go back to the crossroads. They just happen to have an alluvion here. After all these years, the surprise those alluvions were just remained there, intact. Okay. Is this the right one? No. We want to go here to go back to the lighthouse. Yeah, let's upgrade the workshop and then level ourselves up. But I'm going to upgrade. We don't have electricity.
The fires are lit.
Nice. So, this one we're leveling up. This one we're leveling up. This one we're leveling up. I'm not gonna level up my sphere just yet. Bellara. Yeah, we'll level up all of Bellara stuff. We'll level up Lucanus' stuff. We'll level up Harding's stuff. We'll level up Nev's stuff. And with what we have left... Okay. With Rook... We already have a lot of fire magic, so I'm not going to level this up right now. We have necrotic damage, so I'm not going to do that right now. I could just level up my blades. But I already have this equipped, and I've already leveled it up as far as I need to go. My staff is necrotic. I could increase one of these. I have ice, I have fire, and I have necrotic. So I think I kind of want to get electricity. So I have each of the elements available. So let me do my storm sphere. Okay. And I may equip my storm sphere. And then staff, fire, necrotic, cold, necrotic. I don't have a electricity staff, so I'm gonna save that for my electricity staff. I think I'm gonna switch over to storm sphere. It's not as much damage, but my stagger goes up by 90. So just do that. 20% damage percentage. That's okay. I'm just gonna diversify my elemental attacks. And I think I'm happy with that. Let's go and give a gift to a sweet, sweet, sweet friend. Looks like he has another mission for me anyway.
Rook, do you have a minute?
Always for you.
Of course.
I have
Something
hours,
wrong?
days.
Thea wants to meet.
Again.
That doesn't sound like a bad thing.
She wants to plan Katerina's funeral.
Oh.
Right.
Right.
If you don't mind, I could use some backup. In case Spite gets out
Yes,
of
of
hand.
course.
Let's not keep Taya waiting.
Of course. Oh, of course. Of course. Bidding farewell. I want to do that too. Give a gift.
For me?
Yeah. Nice. Kind of would have expected more. Look at him smile. I kind of would have expected more of a scene, like more of a conversation out of that, but it's okay. That's okay. I'm assuming that bumped up his... Yeah. Lucanus. Yeah, that bumped him up. Alright, I think we can quickly... I know we just did a whole bunch of stuff with Lucanus, but... Journal. Missives. But I really want to... I mean, it's his funeral! It's his funeral! Echoes from the past is important. I think this is more... I mean, realistically, this is probably the most time-sensitive. Barely returned from his imprisonment in the ossuary, Lucanus must help arrange a funeral for his grandmother. Caterina della Morte is dead. Thea has summoned Lucanus and Ilaria to help plan their grandmother's funeral, but facing this farewell won't be easy for anyone. You know what? Let me do this for Lucanus. Help him with his funeral, and then we'll I promise Bellara, we'll help you. We will help you. We will help everybody. It's just priorities right now. Does anyone have time-sensitive things? Bellara and Nev are chatting. Ooh, I hope they're not arguing over anything. Bellara and Nev. It's a good thing I checked. What's going on over here?
A sharp eye, a quick mind, and luck. That's most of the job.
So, do you think I could become one? An investigator?
Ooh.
It takes a certain amount of focus, too.
Oh, okay, well, maybe not then. I still can't believe it. I'm talking to the Nev Gallus.
And that's sweet, but I don't need the flattery.
Right, just a person. I'll try to remember.
Rook, here to join us.
So you're making friends. Well, fancy meeting you here, fellow mages. We got a little mage circle going here. Yes, that doesn't sound right in some ways. What are you doing? I'm checking on Bellara. I see you're making friends.
I'm glad to see you making friends, Bellara.
Oh, definitely. Nev, she's been just so kind.
It turns out Bellara knows my work. Or at least the parts that make the papers.
It all sounds so exciting. The things you've done, the people you've helped.
Those are the ones that go well. You don't hear about the rest. Everyone wants a scandal. Or a happy ending.
I do.
Or both, like the time you told the Marquis to...
Hold on. I don't think Rook's interested in that story.
I love scandal. Up to you. Probably not. No, I love scandal.
Rook's a little interested.
Look, I'd love to, honest, but that story needs the right atmosphere. After dark, over bad coffee.
Bad
or
coffee?
expensive wine. Take your pick.
Oh,
Speaking
bad
of,
coffee.
what's the situation with cooking exactly?
Yeah.
Are we on a rotation or what?
You and Lucanus are always
I can
on board.
help out. I'm a pretty good cook, with some things at least. Well, most of the time. Sometimes I get distracted and things burn.
I have to go. Leave Nevin Billard to finish conversation without you. No. I am a social butterfly who is nosy. Zen is a nosy social butterfly. Absolutely not. Oh gosh, I'm glad that we're hearing more about Bellara and her cooking. Also, bad coffee. I don't see Nev and Lucanus getting along at all. Something distracting and things burn. It's kind of freeform. I know that feeling. Then you're excused. I know that feeling.
Oh, good. It's not just me.
Do you mostly cook Dalish foods? I haven't had a chance to try many.
Sometimes. Not a lot of options when you're out in the forest. But I've learned a lot of different cooking styles.
Ooh.
Antivan, Rivani. Oh, I even learned how to make Tevinter Khachapuri.
Ooh.
Wait, real khachapuri? The hollowed out bread? 3 kinds of
Oh, that
cheese?
sounds delicious.
I love khachapuri.
I need to learn how to make that.
What about you, Rook? What are you craving?
Oh, the foodie in me is so excited that I can talk about this. I've already established. I love this. This is so catered to me. I love that I was able to establish the type of beverage, my Rook's beverage of choice. Anything really. Getting back to work. Dalish food, khachapuri. I'm a foodie. I like anything. What are you, Rook? I like whatever. Dalish food, khachapuri, whatever. I'm just gonna say anything really, because I'm just a foodie of all sorts. But I also don't want this to sound like I'm like, whatever. I like whatever food. It's not like that. I am passionate about food, not just, food is good, whatever it is. So I'm hoping that it translates. Not gonna do this. Khachapuri, Dalish food. Not anything really.
Anything. I'm not too picky.
Really? Maybe we'll surprise you.
Ooh.
But the good kind of surprise, for once.
I wanted to be
You
surprised.
should have an assistant. Someone to make sure it doesn't burn.
Lucanus.
See if it tastes right. That sort of thing.
Lucanus.
Nev Gallus, helping me
Sure.
cook.
Again, the flattery.
Right, just a person. Got it.
Great. Now, let's see what we can scrounge up.
What I would really love is to see 100% we need to see Bellara and Lucanus teaming up for a meal. But I also would love to see some sort of Iron Chef Thetis edition happening. That would be a cool scene, especially sort of similar to the Wicked Grace scene in Dragon Age Inquisition, having an Iron Chef competition, and then Rook has to be make the deciding decision as a judge. I would love that. Magical cooking. On the back of a recipe card in Bellara's handwriting. No obvious fuel source for the stove. Oven uses wood, which makes sense, but how does the stove work? Faint traces of magic when we cook. Veil fire? How would that even work? Theory. Stove is drawing from the ambient magical energy and converting it into heat. Is this a constant process? What happens to the excess? Magic. Finite resource? Could we ever actually run out of it? Fate is incalculably vast, but it has to have an edge, right? Ask Nev to try some meal cooked on stove. Ask Nev to try same meal cooked on stove, magic, and on my portable camp stove, wood. Blind taste that suggests no difference in flavor. Surprising. Further experiments necessary. Belarra. I approve of Belarra experimenting on the behalf of our meals. 100%. Okay, Nev is back in her spot. I'm just gonna check and see if Harding has anything to say to me really quickly. Then Varric. And then once I'm done around the Skyhold, around the Normandy.
If you want a more comfortable space, I'm sure there's empty rooms we haven't found yet.
I'd rather be somewhere I can smell soil and plants. Familiar, you know?
I do.
Makes sense. I do know. Okay. Let's see.
The food here's better than at the Hanged Man. The Fade doesn't have weevils, I think.
I'm wondering if the reason why he was talking about the food here is because we just started chatting about Bellara cooking. I kind of doubt that that's what happened, but it's a nice thought. Okay. Let's go ahead and change party. Well, we just had Nev and Lucanus. Obviously, we still need Lucanus in this mission. I'm thinking for a funeral, who has lost somebody? Harding, I don't know much about. Her mom's alive. I don't know about her dad. Bellara hasn't said much about her parents. But I feel like Bellara would be very supportive if we're going to a funeral. Travel to Tract Quest. Let's just travel to the Tract Quest. I'm not anticipating this quest is going to have combat in it. I'm hoping not. I mean, it's a funeral, so that would kind of stink. If anything happens. Jeez, don't do that.
Trouble at the gates, as always.
Thank you for having it. And everything.
Anything else?
Okay, nothing else. Start a conversation. Barely returned. Yeah, let's go ahead. Lucanus. It's the Lucanus show for right now, folks. Hope you don't mind. I don't mind. The Lucanus show.
Good, you're here.
More eye candy.
Thank you for making the arrangements, Dea.
For Katerina? How could I do otherwise? I'm so sorry, Lucanus. This must be such a blow. Rook, thank you for coming with him. I need Juan de la Muerte to plan this. His cousin has been no help at all.
I'm sorry, Dea. This is just too much right now.
I'll help however I can. Lucanus wouldn't come. Lucanus wouldn't come alone. Tell us what you need. Lucanus wouldn't come alone. No, I'll help however I can.
If there's anything I can do, just say the word.
Nice, Lucanus approves.
You're such a dear. I hope these two are paying attention.
Dea, don't flirt with my colleague.
Lucanus is jealous.
Fine.
Yes.
To business, then. There's a lot to plan. But first, I need the ashes.
Ashes?
Ashes.
Make it help us. Yes, the ashes. Katerina's ashes. From the cremation?
Oh, yes, of course. I'll get them to you right away.
Ilario, what happened?
What do you mean?
Katerina, how? How did the Venatori get to her? When? Where? In the estate? In the city? How did they get past our people? What did they use? Poison? Blades? I need to know.
Cousin, stop. You can't dwell on this. It'll drive you mad.
I'm not dwelling. Zara killed the first Talon. I have to know how if I'm going to stop her.
I told you, I'm handling it.
Boys, enough of this. We have other things to discuss.
Yes.
My apologies, Andradea. Continue without me. I'll get you the ashes.
Boys, you're both pretty, alright? This is going to be an interesting thing for Zen to attend, because it is not at least his people's custom to cremate their dead. Unlike most people, it seems, in Thedas, especially if you are of the Andrastian faith. I don't know if these people are necessarily Andrastian, but I think it is the default tends to be cremating their dead. Burying the dead is not really heavily practiced. However, the Mornwatch or Navarra, they do entomb their dead. They preserve the bodies and entomb them. So I think I'm pretty sure that Zen is, of course, aware about how other people in other parts of Thedas handle the bodies of their dead, and he's probably well versed and at least knowledgeable about that tradition. It's just not what he grew up with. So I think that'll be fascinating. That went great. He's actually I'm not gonna joke around. It's his grandmother's funeral, and so and Zen of all people understands death. He understands death, and he understands that everyone, because he's been around death so much, he has been around people who are mourning the passing of their loved ones, and he understands for sure how serious of a matter this can be, especially for someone who grew up without his biological parents, or even knowing the identity, it seems, of his biological family. So he's gonna be very supportive and serious. Give this situation the seriousness it deserves, and not go to his default, his default sarcastic self. Are you okay, Lucanus?
How are you holding up?
I'll be fine. Better once we kill Zara Renata. It's him I'm worried about.
Hilario can be a handful, but this, the only time I've seen him like this was when Lucanus died.
Mm-hmm.
You're worrying, aren't you? What will people say if they hear the demon of Virantium has a big, soft heart?
He's been careless at times, but never when his own life was on the line. Zara took down the first Talon. Anyone could be next, and my cousin doesn't want to think about it?
You have a point. It's not like Hilario to ignore a knife coming at him.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need from me for the funeral?
Mm-hmm.
Come, I'll get us some drinks and we can make the arrangements.
Okay.
Our house owes you for handling all of this.
Katerina was family. Can you imagine what she'd say if she saw us all like this?
She'd be furious, especially at Hilario, as usual.
She was smart. I'm still not joking around, not you?
How did you stay on her good side?
What good side?
To hear Katerina tell it, Lucanus can do no wrong.
It's easy to look good standing next to my cousin.
I'll have my people keep an eye on him for you.
Thank you, Taya.
Go on. I'll let you know if something comes up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's it? Yeah, I guess that's it. Alright. I was actually expecting to witness the funeral, or maybe that's something that will come later. Yeah. But cool. Alright. That mission is over. It's just... There wasn't even a mission complete. It's just, hey, you did the thing. You did the thing. An unfamiliar sense. Oh, wait. It's not even on here. Coffee with the Crows. Slow Poison. Echoes of the... I mean, yeah, it's not even... Defeat the Champion, Docktown, Crossroads. Okay. Well, yeah, I am surprised why Yeah, I'm surprised why that wasn't... It's not in the completed missions. Okay. I don't know. I'm confused about that. But, okay.
Riding back suits you. Your tone has much improved since we last argued.
Let's go back and see if there's anything else in the lighthouse before we move on to the next mission. Now that we've completed that side mission, let's check it out. Go back to... Help Bellara check the artifacts. Oh, Nev, are you all cooking something now?
That veil bubble we found you in, how often do those happen in Alathan?
Sometimes, often, never. Depends on the day, and they're unpredictable. And with Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain loose, who knows what might get twisted up.
Well, isn't that a treat?
Inherent instability and survival uncertainty aside, they really are fascinating.
I'll take your word for it.
Lucanus is probably good. Harding is probably good. Alright. Lucanus, you're okay, my boy? You're okay, my dude?
You know, we
Have your
have
coffee.
more comfortable rooms and basically infinite space, so why,
Why does the trained assassin prefer a quiet, unassuming spot with good choke points?
guess you just answered that question.
Besides, I'm closer to the coffee.
Yeah, I love that he's drinking coffee right now. Right there. I would think having your room smell like coffee is not a terrible thing. In the grand scheme of things. I love that. Okay. Well, let's go. So I'm thinking... Yeah, I'm thinking we've been doing the Lucanus show for quite some time now. So I'm gonna mix things up a little bit. Obviously we're gonna need Bellara for this. And, we've done... I don't think we've done Bellara and Harding. Let's do Bellara and Harding. Yeah. Let's do Bellara and Harding. Just to mix things up a bit. Travel to the tracked quest. And then... with that, we don't need both of them to have... She's got contingency. Let's go ahead and swap out this with heavy draw. Yeah, let's try that. Let's go ahead. Travel to Crossroads. Looks like we've got... Oh, wait. It looked like we had a quest. Wait a minute. Go back out there. Looks like there was a quest available. I saw an exclamation point. Yes. Glad I looked. Let's check this out first. What is this quest that you need me?
I bolstered guards along the ridge. We've got the high ground out there.
If Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain can control people, we have no defense against that.
'Tis true. The gods' workings project elements of the worst kind of blood magic.
And what do you know about black magic? Witch of the Wilds?
Enough to be wary of it. It is addictive and dangerous when wielded by mortals, and likely leads to disaster when wielded by gods.
So you say.
Darren, I really should have insisted on Melia that she leave the depths of the forest earlier. I knew something was wrong. My magic felt different. The air felt changed. Even the wind rustling through the leaves sounded like a warning. She told me to go ahead, to wait by the river. I was there with the others when we started seeing the lights in the sky. Her Aravel never made it out. I'm so sorry. Okay. Taenor's journal. Oro still isn't home. I shouldn't have let him go when he said he'd take the relic deeper into the forest to deal with it. I have to go after him, and I'm taking Gus. Oros and Gus are always inseparable, and Oros always said Gus was the best tracker he knew. Gus will find the trail. There's a crudely drawn map of the forest, showing where Taenor intends to search.
Veil jumpers are in trouble. They could use our help if we can find them.
Okay.
This map is a good start.
Okay. But let's help Bellara first. Then we can go do that.
I've been hearing weird things out.
Can I fast travel? Let's just fast travel there.
Rook, good to see you.
She just walked over there. Bellara turns the Veil Jumpers to test ancient elven artifacts and ensure they behave safely. This quiet moment offers a chance to get to know her better. It's a quiet moment. I'm glad it tells you that that's more of a quiet moment. Let's do that. Let's have this quiet moment. Oh.
Okay, we all know why we're here, right? Make sure that the artifacts we calmed stay calmed. We know. This should be easy. Yanarl, you and Strife take the first set. Irlin and Hamuel take the second. Rook and I will handle the rest.
You picked me. What, is this necessary? What do I do?
I'm still a little confused about what I'm supposed to be doing.
Oh, of course you are. Sorry, sometimes I forget not everyone spends all their time studying ancient elven artifacts. We're going to check the crystal alignment, fade connection, and the Lyrium reserves.
Has alignment ever been a problem? Even once?
It's not worth the risk. Even if it's only off by a little bit, we know what happens.
Happened once, and we can't even be sure the crystal alignment was why. Look, I know what you're saying, but maybe if
We check it every single time.
I'm sorry. You're right. Sorry.
Forget it.
Everything okay? Okay then. Yanarl has a point. I'm curious, everything okay?
Are you okay, Bellara?
I'm fine.
It's my fault, really. I'm sorry, Belarra.
Let's go. We want to get back quickly.
Something happened.
Of course.
And now she's
See you soon.
super cautious about it. Something traumatic happened. Trauma, drama. Bellara, trauma, drama. There we go. Bellara, trauma, drama.
So what was that all about?
What was what all about?
That tension. Seemed pretty heavy.
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Well, I do worry about it because I worry about you, Bellara. You're normally...
Here we are. The artifact vault. Or one of them, at least.
Looks like it's seen better days.
Repairing reality doesn't leave a lot of time for repairing walls. At least until someone falls through a hole in the floor. Random example.
That's the crystal thing. Can't open that door. For someone like Bellara, who seems to be very happy-go-lucky, when she gets that flustered, I wonder. It feels a little out of character. There's something deeper there. The elven people. Scouting report, the trees are singing. Expedition Scouting Report. Veil Jumpers, Renin, and Nazar reporting. The trees and ruins restarted humming today. We heard faint echoes and went looking. We could never pinpoint it, but it sounded like music. It took us a while to realize it was coming from all directions, so we spent an hour going in circles, trying to make sense of that. Finally, it dawned on us. It was coming from the trees. We were completely surrounded by the hum. Inside it, the whole forest was bathed in it. We couldn't tell if it was the leaves or the branches making the sound. We brought back samples of both, but as soon as we left Ruins Reach, the hum stopped. We haven't heard it since. Okay. Found on a western... Artifact's name, Derthamon's Guidance. Found on a western edge of White Spire, buried in snow. Artifact will cause nearby objects to continue floating upwards indefinitely when unstable. Currently cannot be retrieved. Artifact name, Ghilan'nain's Binding. Found in the ruins of an unnamed Tig. Artifact will combine multiple living creatures into one body when unstable. Causes immediate death in most cases. Yeesh.
Okay, see those 2 power crystals?
Okay, new power crystal is it?
Great! And the artifact didn't collapse the room.
Was that a possibility?
Always is.
I didn't mean to interrupt her dialogue. I just put the crystal thing on. Whoops, I didn't mean to. Artifact name, Sile's Firefly. Found in the center of a large charred circle. Artifact will emit tremendous heat and light when unstable. Will melt stone? Yikes. Basically turning things into lava. Artifact name, Tears of June. Found at the bottom of a large well. Artifact will separate all nearby materials into constituent pieces when unstable. Materials can include people. Wow, okay. Hastily scrawled note. Borrowed the gauntlet artifact. Figured out how to make it create arrows, and it resonates with other artifacts. Not sure what that means, but interesting. We'll return soon, promise. B for Bellara. So that's the bracer that she has to turn her magic into arrows. Carefully written note. We need better guidance around artifact retrieval. No clear direction on what to do when you find one and how you tell if it's safe. Lots of new people means lots of risk. Bellara has some suggestions. Given her history, she's motivated to make this all safer. Suggest we convene and talk about her proposals. Strife. Yeah, given her history, she's motivated to make this all safer. Which seems interesting since she tends to be a little rash sometimes. Not all the time. But maybe it's because of that rashness, her default rashness, that's causing her to be very overly cautious now. Because of her Bellara trauma. Bellara trauma.
And there we go.
So it's calmed now?
Should be, and it'll stay that way for a while. And in the meantime, it won't tear open reality.
There you go.
Okay, let's keep going.
Sure. Sounds good.
Which way are we going?
So, it's nice out at least. You know, ignoring that reality itself is paper thin here.
Hard to ignore that.
Right.
Okay, we need more of those crystal thingies. What's up here?
Found one.
Great. Bring it over here and put it in the socket.
I'm not carving. Trying to find multiple things. Flawless crystal. Yeah, there's multiple ones around here. Oh, it's because there's 3 of them.
So what did this artifact do? Before it was calmed, I mean.
It would bring flaming rocks down all around it, every 30 minutes.
Yikes.
And for some reason, you'd hear chanting while it did it. Not sure what that was about.
That's creepy AF. Last one.
Okay, reserves replaced, which means there. Everything's looking good. Thank you, by the way, for helping out. You have better things to do, I know.
I do, but this is a vacation. This is important too.
No one's currently trying to kill me. That feels like a holiday.
Right. I forget how exciting your life is. Okay, one more to go.
Okay. Follow Bellara.
Not too far now. Thank you for giving me this chance to help people.
Of course.
You're already kind of doing that as a veil jumper.
Sorta,
Oh.
but it was never as big, you know? As grand. Helping you. Well, or helping lots of people. Everywhere. I like that.
It's like I'm determined to get to that chest. Ooh, sage. That could be used for cooking. Oh, wow. Need to shoot this. Hardwood. Ah. Do these doors open? Looks locked. Disappointing.
So how do you calm an artifact anyway?
You have to cut it off from its power source, but carefully. Some of them like to try and blow up when you do it.
I'm sure that's a thing.
Hey, Rook.
What you need?
Never mind.
Huh? Okay. Never mind. Okay.
Found the other crystal.
Great. Slot it in.
There we go. There we go. Piece of cake.
There. Done.
You okay?
Oh, I'm fine. Or will be. It takes a lot out of you, all those little magic bits. Not hard, just exhausting.
Sure.
But it needs to be done, and done right.
Right, yeah. But does it have to be done by you? Any veil jumper could do this work, right? Why not let them help?
Because maybe then I can make up for it.
Yeah, tell me. Tell me.
Make up for what?
Tell me.
For not being good enough when it counted.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I can't. Not right now.
I can. I have a feeling that she made it. That cost some lives, which is exactly what happened with Zen on his backstory. So I feel like help check the artifacts, find Bellara. So there's something there. probably will be revealed to us gradually. Not right this moment. Humming Curiosity. Nice. Rare Trinket. Nice. Effect unlocked. That's cool. Is she gonna share it or later?
Bellara, I'm,
My brother.
Your brother. Oh. Her brother.
Back there. You asked me why I did this. Why I put myself out here. For him. For my brother. Wherever he is.
Wherever he is. Oh, jeez. What do you mean? I'm sorry. What happened? I mean, he is sorry, but Zen, like I said, he's nosy. But he's nosy because he cares, not because he wants to get all up in your... Well, no, that's not true. Quite often, he's nosy because he wants to get all up in your business. But for something like this, it's because he genuinely cares. What happened?
What happened to your brother?
Syrian. His name was Syrian. We were the same, you know? In a lot of ways.
I like that name, Syrian.
We wanted to learn everything. About Elgar'nan, the magic, the people, all of it. We heard about the Nodistrathalan, figured it had the answers, or some of them. Then Arlathan started going wrong. I joined the Veil Jumpers to help people. And he kept looking, kept putting himself in danger. It should have been safe. I know, I checked that artifact 3 times. I guess it should have been 4. Artifact started pulsing. He was too close. I couldn't find my way in. They called him a hero. Wanted to make a statue. They thought it would make it all okay.
Never does. Say nothing. Sorry.
I'm sorry doesn't feel like enough.
It's something, even if it doesn't fix it. Syrian, he felt responsible for our people, for me. My little brother. He thought he needed to take care of me. He called me Vora Shivan, hummingbird in Elven.
Aww.
Said it was because I could never sit still.
Aww. That's like Zen.
But he loved me for it. Said it kept him thinking, trying to keep up. And he helped me too. He kept me focused, anchored. And now he's gone. Because I wasn't good enough.
Oh.
It's not
sweetheart.
Your fault. You have to know that.
Then why does it feel like it was?
You lost someone important. Guilt's part of that. But if you don't learn to get past it, you'll drown.
I wish it were that easy.
Right.
I've tried. Told myself I couldn't have done anything, and my head believes it. But my heart doesn't.
Yeah, I know. That makes sense.
So I try to make up for it. Honor him. Learn about our people. Find the truth. Maybe when I do, I'll feel it.
Feel what?
That he forgives me. And that I deserve it.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry, dear.
We should head back.
Oh, I love
Rook.
this. Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Oh gosh, I'm getting a little misty-eyed from that. Oof. Wow. I enjoyed that so thoroughly. Echoes of the past. Bellara tested the artifacts and concluded that they are safe. She also opened up about her brother. Syrian who died in a magical mishap that Bellara blames herself for. She tested it 3 times, though. 3 times. But I wonder if it wasn't actually her fault. Maybe somebody tampered with it after the words. Maybe something happened to it after she tested it, and that's what actually caused the death of her brother. Not that that should in and of itself have to be the case in order for her to forgive herself or to get past this. Not that she needs to be justified in that way, but I'm just saying. Focusing contraption. Bellara's ability cooldowns are reduced by 10%. Your other companion's cooldowns are reduced by 10 seconds whenever Bellara's abilities defeat an enemy. That's something I really want to have. I think this, the reason why this has hit me in particular is because, fortunately, I have been fortunate in my life up to this point that I have not had a loss of a loved one that close to me yet. Many of my friends and family have. And I know that that's going to happen eventually. If I'm fortunate enough to live that long, it will happen to me eventually. And I will cross that line and join the club, so to speak. There's sort of like a mutual understanding of the group of people who have had the loss of a parent, the loss of a very close family member, even the loss, dare I even say, a loss of a child. And it's like, once that event happens to you, you cross this line and you can never get back. And you are changed forever in that way. The pain never fully disappears, but it gets better, or it becomes easier to get through from your day-to-day. One of my coworkers' father just passed away unexpectedly. Another one of my coworkers' mom passed away unexpectedly very recently. I've had my husband's very close friend. They had just gotten married and they were about to go on their honeymoon. And on the eve of their honeymoon, his friend's new husband suddenly passed away from a some sort of heart problem in the eve of their honeymoon. So I've had a lot of secondhand loss. I've been feeling a lot of secondhand loss from other people just because I can be very empathetic and sensitive to those things, but it hasn't happened to me directly yet. And not to be a Debbie Downer, but I've come to find that especially once you reach my age, I'm not going to tell anyone what my age is right now, but I'm definitely, like, I would consider myself middle-aged. If you're looking at it as a number purely, I'm middle-aged. And so life seems to come in waves. There, for a time, it seemed like everyone and their mother was getting married, and then a few years later, everyone and their mother were having kids. Now I am riding this wave where it seems like more and more people are having parents who are passing on, parents who are passing away. That's, not a fun wave to ride through, and it seems like the waves are just going to get worse from there. Eventually, I will reach an age, if I'm fortunate enough to live that long, where there's a wave of my close friends. They themselves are passing away. I have one of my best friends right now, younger than me, very intelligent, super friendly guy, very handsome, very charming, super popular, just because he's just a beautiful person inside and out. He's got stage 4 cancer. It's just heartbreaking to me. We call each other carbon copies of each other because we have a lot of similarities. We share a lot of common interests, common thoughts, and so it's heartbreaking because you just don't know what to do in those situations. And so I'm just saying I know that what Bellara is going through must be super painful, and it's hard to talk yourself logically through it, because she says her head knows. Her head seems to understand that it's not her fault, but her heart feels differently. Your emotions feel differently, which makes perfect sense. So, for those of you who may be going through that right now, or have gone through it recently, or even if you haven't gone through it recently and still obviously feel the lingering effects of the loss of a loved one, loss of a close loved one, whether it's a family or friend, I sympathize with you, and I hope that you are navigating through that fine, especially if it's relatively recent, and are just figuring out how to continue living beyond that, and living with yourself now that you have become a new person, a slightly transformed new person, because this other individual, this other being was a huge part of your life, is no longer here physically. So, yeah. Okay, letter from Ireland to Bellara. Bellara, it was good to see you. Felt a little bit like old times, you know? Just going out there and doing the work instead of worrying about everything else that's happening right now. I know things are a little weird, and I know that some of this isn't really my business to say, even when we were together, but I'm going to say it. You have to stop beating yourself up over what happened with Syrian. I know you think you're the person who can fix anything, but you can't. No one can. You're a friend, Bellara, and I still care about you, so give yourself a break, Ireland. That's nice. A meditation on grief. They say grief is a knife. Sharp, painful, immediate. But grief isn't a knife. It's a stone, choked down and kept down. It erodes. Time makes it smaller, lesser. You forget about it, it passes into memory. Where you used to feel its pain, now you feel nothing. But sometimes it turns. A note, a flower, a smell. When smoothly worn edges retreat, twist away. What comes now is as sharp and jagged as ever. It cuts anew. It's worn anew. Then it all happens again, and unlike a stone, there is always another jagged edge. Wow. Okay. So, the Veil Jumper Tainor has gone after a friend who went missing in Arlathan Forest while dealing with a magical relic. I feel like this is a good one to do. This area will unlock later. Look for more wolf statuettes. Clear the blight from Beacon Island. Okay. I think right now the plan is loyal friends, then we'll finally continue on the main quest line, because I do want to get to the main quest line eventually, so that we can recruit more sexy people, more super attractive.
Watch ahead.
People. Okay. Well. Yo, get over here. They're not resistant. Yeah, they're not resistant. We're good.
Great job, Rook.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I'm surprised I didn't get this chest. Nug carving. Valuable item. Nice. 53 meters. How do I get over there? Okay, not that way. Maybe I go this way? Why don't I just fast travel near there? Undiscovered.